This content is for informational purposes only. You should not construe any such information or other material as legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. Nothing contained on here constitutes a solicitation, recommendation, endorsement, or offer by Draper Goren Holm or any third-party service provider to buy or sell any securities or other financial instruments whatsoever.
I'm bringing out the entire bottle of Patron. They're all exactly the same.
Crypto art, and then what it really is an NFT.
Wow.
Eddie wants to slap the bag.
So this is the next best thing.
DeFi is going to be a bubble.
It's provably scarce.
With Mad Dog.
Crypto, gold, and silver.
Transparent substance.
Take my money, start a war with it.
Without further ado.
Cheers to you, brother.
Get shit on.
Because the system has to collapse before that.
My Corona.
Cheers. I feel much better now.
Cheers.
Wow, that was heavy. Oh shit, starting the show muted. Yo, blockchain and booze nation. How you doing? Number 65. 65 days of quarantine, I think. Let's throw that ticker down there. I don't know if people are still quarantining. I'm hearing more and more places are being lifted, especially after what happened in Miami in the conference. But nonetheless, session 65 of Blockchain and Booze. Very, very excited to be here. Real quick, shameless plug. My name is Adam. I'm with Draper Goren Holm. Outside of kind of investing in some of the best early stage blockchain startups, we also produce some of the best events in crypto, from LA Blockchain Summit, the Global DeFi Summit, which is, shameless plug, happening this Thursday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. We have over 80 of the top DeFiers speaking, 22 sessions, hours and hours and hours of the most relevant, up-to-date content. You got to check it out. Go to globaldefisummit.com and register for free. So Global DeFi Summit, NFT Summit, we had the Security Token Summit, we got Alon's What the Block, and your very own Blockchain and Booze. For those who don't know me, my name is Adam Levy. I've been doing this for what feels like ages, and many drinks later, here we are, session 65, where every week we cut together and we talk about crypto, what's been happening in the space, the hottest topics, and we do it over a drink. So if you're new here, welcome. It's a pleasure. Go to meet.blockchainbooze.io, meet.blockchainbooze.io. If you want to join the conversation live, which you should, and I'm looking at, yes, Sean, I'm looking at the chat right now. LA is open, Sean. David Allen Goldsmith, no one dies. Alina, life in COVID, fast lane. Yes. Pierre, shout out to Blockchain Radio, our beloved media partner, as well as Lunar Crush, which if you are live streaming it on and seeing the live stream on Twitter, go to meet.blockchainbooze.io. Okay, I'm going to shut up now because I got someone really special to bring up. He's a brother of mine. We've known each other for some time, and he's working on a really dope startup that's really been making headwinds across crypto Twitter for its unique approach on leveraging the value that's been locked or that is locked in NFTs across DeFi. And without further ado, Ben Lekoff, welcome, bro. How you doing, man? Welcome to the Boozer Nation, as I like to say.
Yeah, this is great, man. There was an epic countdown video getting on here. Just great. And some of those drinks I saw in that intro video, real aggressive, not gonna lie.
What are you drinking?
So I am not a big drinker, so I just found what was in my fridge, which I have a hard kombucha, which I don't even know how this ended up in my fridge, but I'll be drinking that this evening.
Dude, that has a little
What's more Venice than hard ban kombucha right now, right?
I was just gonna say you're such a LA stereotype, drinking the kombucha.
Yeah, I've been here and I'm just fulfilling all of the stereotypes already.
I love it, man. Welcome to Blockchain and Booze. Thank you for being here. I'm really excited to have you on. Cheers, man. Cheers. We got to do it.
Hey, it's actually pretty good. Cheers, sir.
Cheers. Nice. Dude, I'm excited to have you on. I've been wanting to have you on for some time because your project, which is not live yet, but it will be live soon, from what I saw on the website.
Oh, it's live.
Is it live? Maybe I misread that.
We're redoing the website. Clearly, there's an issue there.
Okay, so it's live. Okay, so you can go check it out, Charge Particles. But you've actually come up with a really cool way to leverage the value locked in NFTs across DeFi, which we'll get into in a minute. But before we get into that, quick background on yourself. Who the hell are you? What were you doing before crypto? and kind of where you are today.
Man, you get deep right off the bat with the who the hell are you question. My name's Ben Lakoff. I'm American. I'm from Indiana, but I spent 9 of the past 11 years outside of the U.S. Doing a multitude of number of things within finance. So corporate finance, M&A, banking, short period, and private equity. And then got into the crypto space late 2016, full-time 2017. Had a startup, failed a startup, sold a startup, grew some startups as a consultant, ended up joining Gitcoin Kernel last summer as a mentor, advisor, which if any of the listeners aren't what Gitcoin Kernel is, it's a Web3 accelerator. So community of people building, creating, learning about Web3. Highly recommended you check it out. And it was there that I met Rob Secord. So he was the founder, visionary, the mastermind behind what is Charged Particles, and started off as a few meetings talking about go-to-market strategy and the vision of Charged Particles. And I just drank a lot of the Kool-Aid. So that was last summer, like June, July. Both of us went full-time on it in October of last year. And after a lot of iterations and building, we launched in February this year on mainnet, and we're going live on Polygon this week. So it's been a crazy ride, and we're just really getting started.
Dude, exciting. So you got into crypto through NFTs, from what I understand.
No, so I actually got into crypto via angel investing. So I was in corporate finance and wanted to do some angel investing, and one of the first angel investments was a crypto exchange in Asia when I was living in Bangkok.
Got you. And the startup that you sold, what was that? What problem did it solve?
That was the crypto exchange.
Oh, that was a crypto exchange. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so exciting. Do you remember the first crypto you bought?
Yeah, it was actually ETH, and it was around that same time. And I did look back. I think it was late 2016, but it was under $10, and it was one of those things that a friend that was a developer was like, "Hey, you got to check out this ETH thing. It's going to change the world." And I was like, "Dude, I don't have Coinbase. Like, I'm not going to figure this out. Just buy me some, and we'll sort it out." And of course, it didn't do much for a little bit, and then just started moving. So I started paying a little bit more attention to it.
Yeah. When people kind of talk about NFTs and they see JPEGs or MP4s or MP3s, whatever file they want to kind of reference, being sold anywhere between thousands to hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, they start scratching their head and they're like, what the hell is going on here, right? Obviously, you thought about that, like, I'd even argue very philosophically to an extent, to kind of think about what could you do beyond these files that you store and you appreciate and you kind of use to show off to friends. Can you walk me more through that process? Like, how did you come to the conclusion, like, wait a minute, someone just bought this for $69 million, and I'm referencing Beeple's, like, is there more you could do with it? Take me through that process, how you kind of came to that conclusion.
Yeah. So I can't take any credit for the idea behind Charged Particles. This was Rob, and Rob Secord. He's Canadian, experienced developer, won a bunch of hackathons, but he was one of the senior developers in bringing Pool Together V3 to life, which is a really cool protocol. But he's been ideating on this since late 2019. So, and tagged the DeFi NFT Twitter handle in February 2020. So long before the DeFi summer and like NFTs started to be more mainstream. So he certainly had a lot of the forward. So, this is, I guess, where I kind of got the aha moment, was speaking to people that are smarter than me, and people like Rob that are like, hey, NFTs are not just art. An NFT is a non-fungible token. It's a token that's not fungible. It's a unique token. It provides digital scarcity in this world of infinite replicability that was previously unheard of. It gives the digital content, a home and scarcity represented on the blockchain. So he was the one that kind of opened my eyes, and this was long before like the DeFi boom, and of course, or the NFT boom. And of course, I wish I would have just bought every NFT I came into contact with, like late summer 2020. That would have been great, but instead we were like ideating and building charge particles and thinking, okay, as soon as this, our go-to-market strategies go for crypto art first. This is easy to understand. You create a digital art, but eventually the idea that NFTs are not just this digital art; they're much more. The rest of the world will kind of come to this. And if not, maybe we're just wrong. But we think they will.
A lot of the world has kind of come to terms with it, at least in the last few months. Now we're kind of in a weird cycle right now. Things are like mellow, null, whatever you want to call it. But when things were ramping up, right, you had the Ferociouses of the world, you have the Fuck Renders of the world, and Mad Dog Jones, and then Nifty Gateway with Blau, and Origin Protocol, and all these like iconic players that really defined and influenced that wave of NFTs, right? How did you make sense of it at the time? Were you just like, what the hell is going on? Were you like, no, this is happening, this is meant to happen? Like, what was your point of view during that process?
Yeah, a few things. So one, it was like, yes, I knew this was going to be a thing. And then like with the velocity and the chaos, and I don't know if you were on Clubhouse at the time, but like Clubhouse was just everybody was, I mean, you would think NFTs, like the whole world was talking about it, right? And then you talk to your grandmother or whatever, and she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Thank God, not everybody's talking about it. So a bit, it was like confirmation biasy, like I knew this was going to be a thing, but also like, this is getting a bit ridiculous. I think peak chaos was, I don't know if I told you this in person, but both of us are in the LA area, and every Monday we meet up. It's called Crypto Mondays here in Venice. And I met a guy that was like, hey, yeah, we're launching, I'm a startup incubator, and we're launching an NFT platform. And I was like, oh, great. What blockchain are you on? He's like, no, we're not on blockchain. Like, people don't like the like crypto aspect of NFTs. So we're just going to pull that away, and it's going to be a non-blockchain crypto NFT platform. It's like, okay, well, T stands for token, like, which typically is on a blockchain, but yeah, there you are. And it was at that point that it was like, okay, maybe this is like peak hysteria, and whatever, it is what it is. Like these boom and bust cycles, I think overall are net good for the ecosystem. It serves as a Trojan horse, getting more people involved, people that never would have or would have taken a lot longer to get there. It gets a lot of PR, a lot of press, but yeah, it was pretty wild there for a bit.
I was thinking that you were gonna follow up with that story of, say, like that was like OpenSea or Nifty Gateway, or like it was like one of these like iconic platforms that you were like, all right, good luck with that have now raised millions, millions of dollars.
Well, you never know. I mean, maybe this will be a great one, and they'll just obfuscate the blockchain in the background.
There you go.
It doesn't exist, and then eventually they'll throw it in and port everything over, and it'll be great. Who knows?
Yeah. What are some of your favorite NFTs that kind of come out over the last few months, or favorite artists?
Yeah, I mean, the NFT space is moving so freaking quickly. It's nearly impossible. I mean, the ones that I own that I think are quite cool are like Avastars. Those have been around for a while, and they're less sexy. I'm pretty bullish on virtual real estate, like in some of these places like crypto voxels, but honestly, like I haven't spent enough time in the whole crypto art world. With Charge Particles, we do these metaverse events, and we have a number of artists that come and create art, and we display it in our visual art gallery and crypto voxels. The art that they are creating is just absolutely amazing. So a lot of those pieces of art have just been amazing.
No, I hear you. I remember, so a couple of things. Shout out to Superworld app that also kind of tinkers around in the virtual real estate side of things. They're a portfolio company of Draper Home. It's actually really cool what they do. They've basically like fragmented what feels like Google Maps and distributed all these different plots of lands into parcels, right? These like bits that people can purchase and then leverage to I guess like interact with AR and VR to an extent, and also build on top of it and trade the pieces of land, and really, really cool stuff. But side tangent, when it came to the whole rise of NFTs, I remember the most iconic drop for me that I was like fortunate enough to be a part of was the 3LAO drop. And shortly before, we had a session with NFTs titled NFTs Revolutionizing the Music Industry with Koopa Troopa and 3LAO. And we were talking about NFTs, we were talking about social tokens, we were talking about how they would revolutionize the music industry. And then to see that narrative kind of play and take place on Clubhouse, like you mentioned, being a prime vehicle, all this adoption, all this excitement, like everyone and their mother was preaching, you gotta love the community, NFT community is love, all this is different, blah, 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 there's arts, there's culture. It definitely brought a whole level of energy into crypto that otherwise wasn't there through DeFi, right? Because you lived through DeFi summer, you saw those projects and the Aves and the synthetics and the DYDXs and the 1inches and the totals and all these really cool projects that like were cool through functionality, but they weren't as sexy as NFTs and the cool visuals that came with that. So when you guys are building out charged particles and you're trying to think about like what else can I do with NFTs beyond holding, storing, showcasing value, why was DeFi like that automatic thing, like, oh my God, this is like a perfect combination? Why was that there? What was it about it?
Yeah, great question. So again, Rob, all the credit in the world for coming up with this. So the original idea that sparked it was thinking about a way to help small businesses or have like a revenue share in the way of selling NFTs. So if you think of NFTs as not just art, as unique tokens, there's myriad financial use cases like bonds or what have you, right? Like a house be represented by an NFT. Yeah, the physical to digital linkage is difficult, but you could put the property, title and all the things inside of that. But a more simple use, NFT representing an e-gift card. So the ability for this e-gift card to hold a value that grows over time, and a portion of that value through these DeFi protocols. So this NFT gift card holding the face value that's accumulating value over time, and a portion of that is being split between the user and the storefront itself. This kind of sparked the idea of, holy crap, what if an NFT can hold a value that accumulates in value, or holds a principal amount that accumulates interest over time? So when you expand out from that and you think, okay, what about other site types of NFTs? So you take an NFT that is a in-game item, like a sword. Well, if you deposit real world assets into it, it's converted into like Aave ADAI and it's earning interest. Well, what if this accumulated interest equates to more power that sword has within the game? Well, if I have a sword and you have a sword and we battle for it, and I beat you, can I take your accumulated interest? And then you start back at zero and it has to power back up. So you think about all these other use cases.
Wait, hold on, stop there. That's so cool. That is so cool. So you're saying, well, first of all, you're literally talking about like a money power war here, like literally applying like the essence of war in real life, right? And applying it to like in gamifying into the virtual world, right? And you're basically
real dollars powered by DeFi,
right? With real dollars powered by DeFi, powered by real non-fungible tokens in the metaverse. But you're telling me right now that if I have a certain NFT that then gets staked into Aave that earns Aave's tokens, right, as interest, that will make me and my character and my weapons more powerful. Like what? Like are any like modern games doing stuff like that, or is that a very DeFi primitive type of concept?
Yeah, so you look at somebody like Aavegotchi, they're doing something similar with like interest-bearing assets within wearables and things like that. But Aavegotchi actually was inspired by charged particles long ago. But this is a more generalized aspect. So in-game items holding interest-bearing assets, this is just one little facet of all NFTs holding all assets. Yeah, so but in-game items is a really, really interesting one. And with our Discord it's always popping. If anybody's a Discord person, jump in there. There's always some great ideas being thrown around, and gaming's a hot one. I mean, the ability to have these in-game items and battling and real value. And we're DeFi protocol agnostic. So we're only integrated in with Aave right now and Compound at the protocol level, but everything is a bit modular, so we can add additional yield sources underneath. So it's like you can battle and I can be earning interest from you're earning interest from Compound, and he's earning interest from Aave, and it's like it's battle of the yields based, and that trickles through to power.
That's crazy. That's that's a whole different type of like game experience. Is that already in practice right now, or is it very like test, or that's like future
not really
down the line?
I mean,
okay,
yeah, future down the line. So you think like future state, all in-game assets are represented as NFTs. Where are we now? Gamers spend billions of dollars on skins and in-game items and all of these things, but like it's a closed ecosystem. So to get to that like open world, I buy an NFT, I can trade it on a secondary market, I can swap it to you, I can send it over here, I can hold it, I can take a loan against it because it's a digital item with a value. Like we're probably way far off. So it will take some time before these DeFi or blockchain-based games like pick up more and more steam, and then these like in-game assets holding an increasing value can be a bigger part of this ecosystem.
You know, I'm thinking back to when I used to like spend a lot of time playing games like on RuneScape or Club Penguin or Call of Duty and all these really fun games. And I'm like thinking back, imagine if I had something like that, and like when I'm on a mission in RuneScape to get like 99 prayer or like 99 strength, that if I could like boost my I guess my rate of getting to 99 by, I don't know, leveraging one of these like components, one of these like gamified DeFi type of mechanisms that would help get me there quicker, and give me more power in the ring. But yeah, now I'm just spitting out loud and like thinking out loud. But yeah, it's a super interesting concept, super unique. So
interesting, which is a pun.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Can I take, for example, like give me some more examples. Like if I already have, for example, like a fuck render piece or a ferocious piece, right? That has a certain amount of value, or a Beeple piece. Can I leverage the value in that across, I guess, Compound or Aave or charged particles? Like, is there a way to bridge it like that, or is it only through your type of funnel that you were explaining earlier?
Yeah, so if you, like broadly speaking, if you have an NFT and it has a value, so say you have a NFT that's worth $100, there's other protocols that allow you to take that NFT, put it in a smart contract, assigns it a value of $100 and says you can take a loan of $50 off of it. That's not what we do, but we allow you to take that piece of art that has a marketplace value of $100 and deposit other things inside of it. So if you want to turn this NFT into a ETF holding all these other assets, interest-bearing assets, other NFTs as like this gigantic basket, and then use that as collateral, you can do something like that with charged particles.
Got you. How do you imagine like this model that you guys created, like, I don't want to say revolutionizing because it's such a clickbaity way to approach a question, but I guess altering and affecting like the future of the space from gaming, and I guess other use cases that you guys are kind of after? Where do you guys see your vision at?
Yeah, I mean, the vision is that whenever anybody is interacting with an NFT, they have to ask what's inside my NFT. Because using charged particles, it's no longer just an NFT. it can hold other assets. It can hold other NFTs. It can, if I'm the artist, I can put social tokens in it and time lock it for a year. I can put other NFTs that spit out after certain periods of time. So it really changes the game of it's no longer just an NFT. It's now this container that can hold other assets in a completely programmable way. And then the DeFi assets, interest-bearing assets, adds this whole new token mechanic. So you think of token-gated access, which is a big thing. So if I have an NFT, I can access this webinar. It's like only people with this access token can access this webinar. Well, what if that NFT has an accumulating, like a DeFi yield generating asset inside of it? Well, now you have this additional mechanic within that NFT that represents time and amount that I've put into it. So maybe only a portion of a certain level of accumulated interest will give me access to this, or more accumulated interest gives me access to that. So whether that's voting weight within a DAO or access within a token gated access sort of setup, or even that accumulated interest impacting the way that the art looks when sticking to art. So there's a lot of possibilities that give you this true flexibility with creating NFTs.
Interesting. The first thing that I think about after explaining that entire process is, how do you explain this to the mass adopters, as the industry likes to say, right? How do you explain it to the less crypto native people who we see the value and the benefit and the revolutionary side behind all that crypto brings, right? But this process, it's very unique, very specific. I feel like it's to an extent use case dependent to some degrees. I could be wrong. But from what I'm understanding, how do you explain this to someone that is not in the space, right? Because I would consider myself in the space. I've been in the space since late 2017. I have a good idea of what's going on, or at least I feel like I do. And I understand what you're saying, but even to an extent, like if I don't go play the game and apply it in practice, I won't be able to get like a visual understanding of what the flow and what the system's like. How have you guys thought about that internally when explaining this to people beyond crypto?
Yeah, it's it's not easy, right? I mean, it's all of these things are difficult, from taking somebody to like zero knowledge of crypto to whatever that next level is. So, I mean, having a basic understanding of crypto is necessary to understand why an NFT, why crypto in general has value. And then if you understand kind of why crypto has value, you can understand why a unique token represented by an NFT would have value. And then when you understand why an NFT might be important to the ecosystem, then you can start thinking of what other types of use cases an NFT could represent within the ecosystem. Then you can start to think, oh, well, what if I put other assets inside of this NFT in a programmatic way? Then so it's like it's the unfortunate reality is like it's not easy to explain the nuts and bolts of how this works to a normie. But we are a protocol. We have a dApp for art. The idea is that we'll have another sort of dApp that is more user-friendly, that these things just happen in the background. And that's the way that you explain it to a normie is you don't, right?
They just happen. They're integrated into the process of them interacting with the application that they're playing with already, whether it be a game or whatever it may be. So that's what you're saying.
Yeah, or even just a piece of art, and you have this piece of art, and after 6 months of ownership, it kicks out another piece of art that gives you something else. And after 6 months more of ownership, you suddenly have these social tokens that are used within this ecosystem. So, I mean, all of these concepts, it's like I explain social tokens, which is somewhat easier to understand for people in the crypto space, to somebody else, and they're like, I don't get it. Why would somebody have a token? And you're like, well, I mean, you go down these,
and you're going down a rabbit hole with me.
Yeah.
No.
So it's not easy to explain a lot of these to normies, and I'm looking to the bigger players in the space to like onboard people in general to see the light of why crypto makes sense, and then hopefully we can get them over the line.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's not a like an entry level point of, okay, this is the first thing you need to learn when you get into crypto, right? There's like layers and an onion to peel when you dive down the rabbit hole. That charged particles is a core part of that onion that allows you to leverage internet funny money in a fun way. That extends beyond what's already possible.
Well, and do fun, innovative things that are kind of weird and kind of cool. Like, I mean, something we want to do is a virtual scavenger hunt. So you hide an NFT and you put a bunch of money into it. It's interest through Aave, and whoever finds that NFT can discharge. They pull out the accumulated interest. So the longer it stays hidden, the more accumulated interest it earns, and the more valuable it is. So it's like a virtual treasure hunt. And you can do this thing in the real world with AR-based NFTs. So you can hide one in my front yard, and somebody finds it, jumping over the fence and all the nonsense. But they discharge the amount of accumulated interest. So it opens up kind of unique use cases like that as well.
Yeah, I was just looking into the QA section, and I want to bring up a question because it aligns exactly with where we're at the conversation. This one comes from Sean Dawes. Question: what type of avenues with NFTs have you tried that didn't work? So I guess let me build on top of that. So what types of NFTs have worked, and what hasn't worked that you've already tested and tinkered with?
Yeah. So at Charged Particles, we've gone live with only our art dApp. So this is create a piece of art. We have a minting station. It's free to mint. We're on Polygon as of tomorrow. So it's, even the gas fee that you have to pay to mint an NFT is now like a fraction of a penny. So it's free to mint. We have a marketplace. We've done like $2.5 million worth of sales. So you can list it there and sell. It's also listed on OpenSea. So the idea was to go to market with the art market, art NFTs. So we haven't tried all of these other NFT types. We've been sponsors of like NFT Hack and a few other hackathons. So people have been like experimenting with simple games, financial pieces, but we haven't built like a robust enough dApp and target customer. This is our problem that we're solving yet. But as soon as we have a number of key updates and features to push live within the dApp and the protocol, and then we'll start thinking more of like a protocol first. What other verticals within the NFT space do we want to focus on, and what does that look like?
Yeah, I think like a lot of people that will probably be listening to this are either building their own projects or consuming this for entertainment, informational purposes. But for those, I guess, who are working on their own startups where they hear a lot of like layer 2 mumbo jumbo and buzzwords of Polygon or competing chains like Solana, Near, et cetera, what was that process like for you guys to get integrated with Polygon, specifically for the NFT side?
Yeah, question. So Polygon is EVM compatible. There's a number out there. For us, as soon as Aave went live on Polygon, the decision was made, because you think about the most gas intensive portions of Charged Particles, and we're serverless. We don't collect any user data. You can interact. You can create this NFT. You can create this Russian doll of an NFT, owning an NFT, owning another NFT, all the way down, owning interest-bearing assets, time-locked, all of these things. You can program the interest going wherever you want. So you have this insane flexibility, but we don't have a centralized server or anything. So all of these things are happening on chain. So it's a little bit of gas here. It's a little bit of gas there. So it's super malleable and flexible. But if you're paying $20, gas is 100 Gwei, which now it was like 7 the other day. What the heck? This is great.
How did I miss that?
So yeah, I don't know. I just I want to play around with a bunch of these apps that I never played with. I should have. But the ability for you to do all of these fun things including interest-bearing assets and all of these insanely creative things at a fraction of a penny. Even if gas is 7 gwei, you're still paying, $3, $4, or $5 every transaction. It's a significant savings overall. You create this gigantic monster and you pay, I don't know, a couple pennies versus $50-$60. Like it's quite substantial, the savings. So the idea, as soon as Polygon went layered, or as soon as Aave went on Polygon, right. And OpenSea had support for Polygon, it's EVM compatible. We actually got a grant from Polygon. The team is super receptive and helpful. The decision was kind of made there. Then this was part of us thinking through a multi-chain approach. Like, what does it look like to go on other chains, other layer 2s, which us, like many other projects in the space, are starting to define this, because it's not exactly clear how all of these things work together or don't work together. But it's a design space we're all working towards together, for sure.
Yeah. I see more and more networks and more narratives that make these competing networks more compelling, and from Cardano to Near to Tezos to Polygon to Avalanche, like the list just goes on and on and on and on, right? And like, how will that look down the line? Because the NFTs that you have that live on Ethereum and on Polygon, they're only really unique to Ethereum and Polygon versus a competing network that's not compatible with Ethereum, right? So it's only unique as the network that it lives on, right? But when we start getting into like multi-chain worlds, Maxis might like shit on me for that one, because there will never be a multi-chain world. There will only be Bitcoin, Ethereum, blah, blah, blah. But like, the reality is, like, I feel like there will be a multi-chain world, and blockchains will be used and designed per use case. And when you get into the world of NFTs and you're creating non-fungible tokens that are unique for the chain that they live on, I'm just thinking out loud here, it gets to the point where, like, how unique are these assets when you talk about their non-fungibleness, right? But the second that we get onto competing chains, they're probably going to be like wrapped NFTs of some sort, right? To mimic. Oh, yeah. I don't know what that's going to look like. I'm just thinking about like what we have present today.
Nobody does. And this is the thing, is like things are going to get real weird. Like, we know what it looks like in 5 years, and that's, this interoperable, like multi-chain, like all of these. Yeah, you and me will still be on blockchain and booze, drinking something weird. But we know where that is, and it's a really rocky, unknown way to get there. So I think, it's going to be messy. It's going to be weird. There's going to be NFTs that are duplicated across multiple chains, and you think you have like perfect provenance on this chain, and then you find out like, but it's replicated, it's been ported there, and I don't really understand how to follow this, and like cross-chain swaps and bridges go down and all the weirdness. So it's this is why we love the space, right? It's not easy.
That's what makes it exciting. That's why I got attracted to it initially. How do you think charge particles kind of fits into the picture when NFTs start being used for tickets, like for concerts, or for festivals, etc.? Could you apply the same process, or would that be like a perfect use case? Walk me through that.
Yeah. So I'll preface this to say that like, we've thought of a lot of these use cases, but the best use cases and the best ideas will come from the community. So anybody that's listening, jump in our Discord. My DMs are open, whatever. But we're always open to crazy ideas. I want to hear 100 crazy ideas and crazy, terrible ideas, because there's probably a good one in there. So I think there's something there. What's the name of that ticketing where you stake something before an event? It's like an ETH project. I forget.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with it. If there is a good NFT ticketing platform out there, I would love to find out about it, because I think it's such a prime use case, and there isn't one that's doing it right just yet. But you were saying, did you find the name?
No, I like Googled ETH ticketing and it didn't show up. So whoever's running our project, you got to get on your SEO because that was the first thing I thought of. They used it for like DevCons in the past, and you would basically stake a little die saying that you're going to go to the event, and if you go, then you get refunded that stake, and if not, that you lose that stake. So I think there's something really cool using whatever that company is, something like Pool Together and something like Charge Particles. So the idea is that you stake a little amount of money. It's entered in a random no-loss lottery through Pool Together, containerized within the NFT, your ticket itself. And if you show up, so you get incentive to purchase this ticket early because you have more chances to win the lottery based on the interest earned. But I think that there's something definitely there. I just haven't quite figured out how to draw the lines, or I mean, go to market strategy of a Ticketmaster with NFTs is also a tough one. But yeah, there's definitely something there within ETH tickets represented as NFTs. Using these DeFi protocols, encouraging people to purchase the tickets earlier. That's good for the organizer. There's definitely something there.
Got you. I want to jump into the comments again. This is Jake from Agingo. I don't know how to pronounce that, but and I think you already talked about this, that you're serverless. But he asks, did you centralize to reduce the transaction fees, or are you using a sidechain or other approach? So just to answer that and clear the air, you guys are serverless, right? You guys are launching on Polygon as a layer 2 to mitigate the transaction fees. But right now you've been on Ethereum.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Another question comes, this one comes from Alex Yates. Curious about more use cases outside of gaming for the convergence of NFTs and DeFi. What have you seen, tried/worked, and where do you think the biggest opportunities lie in the future? Which we kind of dabbled, but I guess let's dive deeper into that.
Yeah, sure. So in our docs, we have a section that's like projects built on Charge Particles. So in one of the hackathons, the idea was this team, and I'm totally forgetting the name, and I'm sorry, team, but they built the idea that your security deposit for a rental contract is deposited into an NFT. It's earning interest, and over that time period that you are in the apartment or the rental unit, a portion of the interest goes to you, the renter, and to the rentee, I guess, or rentor and rentee, you. So that is one potential use case. So each rental unit has its own NFT that the security deposit is deposited in. Man, this kombucha is giving me the burps. It's not good. It's just terrible.
Dude, this is the beauty.
That's like 6 in a row right now. It's not good. Yeah.
Dude, that's the
I'm gonna go chug a LaCroix real quick just to like keep this thing going.
You're like dying on me, man. I need you.
Oh, I mean, just terrible. Yeah. Interject. My God, I'll just tug on my well, you can tug on my ear. But, something really good. No, so I think all of these, like attacking the idle cash and having that idle cash containerized within an NFT is like gigantic use case. So there's also something gigantic within the financial use cases of something like Charge Particles are probably I mean, there's a few billion-dollar ideas within the protocol somewhere, whether it's companies issuing bonds, having the collateral locked inside of the NFT that's time locked over periods of time, or something. There's definitely something there. So if there's somebody interested, if somebody listening who knows a bleeding neck issue within the financial world that could be solved with NFTs owning other assets, reach out to me. I mean, this is we're getting to the point now where we can start adding some tech talent and really start hammering out like a proof of concept on some of these things.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of crypto is the more open it is, the more you encourage collaboration. So shout out to Charge Particles. Go help them out if you find it of interest. Let's see a demo really quick because we've been putting a lot of theory out in the air. Let's put it to practice so people can kind of get an idea. Let me add my screen, or let me add the screen. Boom. Maybe if you also want to zoom in the middle so we can see clear. Hold on, I think you're muted. I think you're muted. I can see your screen, but I don't hear you.
I
there
muted
you go.
it.
Yeah,
Just
there you go.
to mess with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing I recommend though. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Cool.
So when you come to Charge Particles, you can go into our app. So it's app.charge.fi. This is a minting station. So you can create your NFT. It's very similar to a lot of NFT minting stations. We don't charge any fees to mint. We do allow creator royalties. So percent of interest. So this is any percent of the interest earned within the yield bearing assets within this NFT can go back to me, the creator. Percent of resale. So this is a percentage of the increase in price, always going back to the creator. So other than that, pretty standard minting station. We don't charge any fees. We don't collect any user information, all of the things. And this again goes live on Polygon tomorrow.
Gotcha. Cool.
Then we also have a marketplace. So same thing. This is a curated marketplace. It normally loads a lot faster than this. Gotta love live demos. So these are some of the pieces of art that have been created with Charge Particles. We rank the marketplace right now based on highest interest earned. So for instance, IMT, they're a musician group that does a lot of stuff with us. They play at all of our metaverse events. Mm-hmm. Man, I think this stream is killing my
dude. Streams they take a lot of bandwidth.
Yeah. So you look at this NFT on Charge Particles. So I mean, take a look, checking out Tyler Ward. Shout out our investor.
Nice.
So this NFT is still tradable, listable on OpenSea. See, look, OpenSea's taken forever to load too. It is not just me. So it's still a normal, non-custodial, transferable NFT, but you can see that this one that's earning just the Aave interest rate. It also has some of the social, and this one actually all includes a number of NFTs. The view is not showing up, but these are NFTs locked within it. So right now, the only NFTs that are showing up on our marketplace were created at our minting station here. But over the coming months, you'll be able to take your favorite NFT that you've minted in other place. Say you mint an NFT at Open, then you can take it to Charge Particles, and you as the owner of that NFT will be able to deposit assets inside of it. You'll be able to program those assets so you can deposit whatever sort of assets you would like into that NFT, whether it be Aave interest-bearing assets, any ERC20, like you can do LP tokens, you can do social tokens, you can do other non-Aave listed tokens, and you can even deposit other ERC 721s or 1155s, other NFTs.
Very cool. Very interesting. Interesting. How long did it take for you guys to put this entire, I guess, platform together?
It's taken a long time. I mean, Rob had a proof of concept early 2020 that was live on Kovan. And then since then, I mean, it was like a nights and weekends project until October of last year. But October until February was full-time, like sprints, adding team members, building it out. And it's still evolving, right? Like we're constantly adding features and functionality and improving it as we go along.
Yeah, super cool. I love to see it. I'm excited to see because obviously this is like very phase 0, phase 1 part of what the vision is going to become. And then when you start gamifying all these different mechanisms and plugging and playing them underneath the surface as people interact with all these different applications like we were talking about, and seeing this thing come to life, I'm excited to see that. That should be very cool.
Yeah, and it's important to note, I mean, the app that we have, yeah, we've had pretty decent traction, a couple $1 million of sales, and like people minting things and playing around. And I think we'll have quite a bit more traction when we go on Polygon. But like this is essentially a proof of concept of like what's possible using charged particles. So it's we got a long way to go, but we've come a long way, and we've got a great team and an amazing community, and we're excited to change the NFT world. That's for sure.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I'm trying to go back to the questions and see what else everybody's asking you. I have some Crypto Monday fans in here too. Shout out to Alina.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have. Let's see.
I clicked on that link. I couldn't get into it. So sorry. You're my viewer into Remo.
All good. Yeah, really quick. Go to meet.blockchainbooze.io if you're just tuning in on Twitter. It's going to take you to Remo. Ben, if you end up logging in, be sure to mute your Chrome tab so the audio doesn't overlap into the stream. But meet.blockchainbooze.io. There you can hang out with people live as they ask questions and do their spiel. But I want to go back into the QA for a minute. This one comes from John Dorfman. Ben, are there any prolific projects you know of that are staking NFTs to earn physical products or rewards right now?
So I can't get this thing to work. Any prominent projects that are staking NFTs to earn rewards?
Yeah.
What kind of rewards?
Are there? I guess rewards in general. So are there any? Let me read it again. Are there any prolific projects you know of that are staking NFTs to earn physical products / rewards?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, I know that this is a use case. I know that there's some other projects in the space that are attempting to do this. But no, not off the top of my head. Sorry.
I'm muted. All right. Let's see. What else? Can you talk more about how's that progressing and how do you see that? Oh, this one comes from another one from Alex Yates. Can you talk more about leptons? How is that progressing? How's that progressing, and how do you see that evolving? Leptons? What is leptons?
Yeah, so you'll notice within charged particles that we stick to physics theme. Our community is photons. Each time you create an NFT on our platform, it's a proton. There, I think I actually joined, but I probably didn't mute it.
No, I see it. I see it in the green room. Yeah, you're gonna have to probably when you click the tab, you right click and just hit mute really quick. You should be fine. But go ahead. You were saying.
Perfect. Yeah, so we stick to this theme throughout charged particles, and one of another aspect within the ecosystem is called a lepton. So a lepton is a yield multiplier NFT. So when talking about the technology, the ability for an NFT to hold another NFT, well, in probably the next month and a half, we'll start with NFT liquidity mining. So you will be able to liquidity mine our governance token, INX, within your NFT, and you're able to take this lepton and deposit it into your NFT and receive multiplied rewards. So it's a pretty cool use case of the technology and NFTs nested within another NFTs, providing boosted rewards for the holder. So we're building this out, and we had built it out, but we want to make sure that it's audited. It's all of these things have scope creep on you, what you could ever imagine. So what started as like, oh yeah, we'll just do this NFT yield farming turned into something much, much more. But we're really excited for it to go live. And leptons are the yield multiplier NFT that are able to be used within this this process.
Got you. Another question comes, are you guys both 721 and 1155 compatible?
We are.
Cool. Very cool. Did you get it to work, by the way? The live? Okay, cool. All right,
That
let's
was me
see.
that just said hi.
Oh, okay.
Hi, everyone.
Nice. Let's see. What brand of kombucha are you drinking, Ben? Someone's asking.
Flying Embers?
Nice. I love it. You guys got to get more creative with your questions. Let me pull this up again because I see people jumping in and out from the stream on Twitter. So meet.blockchainbooze.io, meet.blockchainbooze.io. Go there and ask your questions. Do you have any questions for me?
Do I have any questions for you?
Yeah.
What are
Sometimes
you
I pull,
drinking? Looks like orange juice.
sometimes I
anything in
pull the
there?
reverse, dude. I have Moscow Mule on my graphic every single time, but I always just put together what I have around. So right now it's orange juice with a splash of vodka. That's what I have going on over here. Yeah. And I have it in a whiskey cup. This is how weird it gets at my place.
That's
I
called
know.
a screwdriver. It's nothing like a Moscow Mule, but
I know.
I'll let it slide this time.
There you go. But you're drinking kombucha. How can you even shit on me?
I mean, yeah, it was like, what? I'm not going to take tequila shots at 4:00 in the afternoon, man. Get out of here. I mean, maybe, but probably not.
I love it, dude.
I'd say, question for you. Wait, I'm just going to continue turning this on you.
Yeah.
Turning it on you. What gets you most excited about the crypto ecosystem and why?
So general crypto or like NFTs and crypto?
All things, not just NFTs.
So I joined in late 2017, and I got started by reading the Bitcoin white paper, and my introduction to the space came from writing in Facebook groups, university Facebook groups, because I was learning this stuff while I was at uni, and writing in random Facebook groups. If anybody wants to learn about what Bitcoin is, how it works, I rented out this room on the weekend on campus on Saturday at this time. Come join me, and I'll be teaching about Bitcoin. Like that was my entry, and I did a bunch of those. And that one session started with like 2 people, and it grew to like 20 people, and then within a year and a half, we had like 350 people strong, like interested in crypto and excited about this stuff. And the only reason why I was really motivated about it initially, like what sparked my attention, was like many people, I was curious how there was a publicly traded asset on the market that was trading at $20,000 at the time. I was like, I've never seen anything like this. And secondly, I got bit by the media chain bug. So for those who don't know, Media Chain was like an early startup that was acquired by Spotify. It was started by Variant Funds, Jesse Walden, and I was interested how you could leverage this technology beyond its financial component of trading. And they were basically helping Spotify manage their royalties and distributions to artists, leveraging blockchain tech. And I was like, oh, this is cute. This is cool. Like, there's more to crypto than the price. So from reading the white paper and teaching people to then getting bit by the media chain bug and seeing that whole acquisition from Spotify, that's what really caught my attention, because I was like, this is like new technology. There's something cooking over here. One, people are making a lot of money, but they're also changing a lot of traditional systems that are outdated. Let's jump in. There's something cool going on. And that was it. That was literally my initial excitement about the space. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, best of luck on the Polygon launch tomorrow. That's exciting. When does that go live?
Probably in the afternoon. We haven't officially set a live time.
Amazing. So shout out yourself. Where can we find you? Where can we learn more about it? And where can we stay up to date?
Yeah, sure. Easiest way for me personally is on Twitter. So at Ben Lakoff, first name, last name, Lakoff on Twitter. And then for Charged Particles, it's at DeFi NFT on Twitter. And that will kind of get you started down the rabbit hole. But yeah, we're hiring front end Web3 devs, and they're a rarity right now. We have an awesome community. Would love to have anybody join who's interested in changing the world for NFTs. We're here.
Nice, very cool. I was gonna bring up one more thing, but I'll say this: best of luck on the launch tomorrow. You guys are gonna kill it. I really like what you're doing, and let's jump into networking. Meet.blockchainbooze.io. If you're not there already, go there. Meet.blockchainbooze.io. This is my favorite part of blockchain and booze. Okay, basically, we all get to go to meet.blockchainbooze.io. When we get in there, Remo will onboard us. They'll ask us to turn on our mics and our cameras. I'll end the stream that you guys are all watching in the platform, and then we'll all disperse to colorful tables where we'll be able to meet, network, drink, hang out, talk, and chat with everybody that's been watching live. So the only way to do that is if you go to meet.blockchainbooze.io. Meet.blockchainbooze.io. I'll see you there. Ben, again, man, props to you, bro. Congratulations and best of luck. Thank you for being on. One final cheers. Hopefully next time we get you with real alcohol and you're not burping.
This is real alcohol. Come on.
No, man.
Yeah, the burps are terrible. My bad.
And I'll see you at Crypto Mondays. Shout out Crypto Mondays because I've been there and that's a lot of fun.
Every Monday in Venice. Check us out. Thanks,
Yes,
Adam.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you,
of course, man.
everyone.
Blockchain. Meet.blockchainbooze.io. I'm just yelling out blockchain now. Meet.blockchainbooze.io. We'll see you there. And we'll see you next week for a very, very special session. Meet.blockchainbooze.io.